Hello, New York Giant fans, and welcome to a special edition of the LockedOn Giants podcast, a special Saturday edition of the show. My name's Patricia Traina. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are wondering, what am I doing here on a Saturday with a podcast when there's, nothing going on in Giants land? Well, this week I had an opportunity to sit with Will Hernandez, the Giants right guard. And I had some questions on my mind that I wanted to ask Will. And Will, to his credit, has always been very, very generous with his time, very accommodating, and very straightforward when I've had the chance to sit down and interview with him. And this was no exception. So in a moment, I'm going to play for you the interview. We covered a variety of topics. But before I do, I have to just give you kind of a heads up here. For those of you watching on YouTube, I was not able to videotape the interview. So the video you're going to see is just, you're going to hear the interview and you're going to see like a bunch of pictures and stuff that I created to animate the different points. The reason why we didn't do this via video is because my cell phone camera was dying. So I was not able to set that up and do a video interview. That said, I also have to tell you, just give you a heads up. The interviews for the Giants are done outside on the patio. Unfortunately, because of the location of the Giants team headquarters, it's right in a flight path. So a lot of times we have airplanes flying overhead. Sometimes you can hear them, and sometimes they're really, really loud to where they drown out the sound. There was one tiny instance in this interview where I think it might have drowned out a little bit of the sound. So I do apologize in advance for that. That's obviously something I can't control. But for the most part, the good news is the audio. I was able to get close enough to Will to hear him crystal clear. He heard me crystal clear, despite the fact that, we had masks on. And so that's it. So, hopefully you enjoy the interview. And that interview starts now. What did you do in the offseason to improve your balance? Your balance looks better.
Yeah, so I think it all started with just cleaning up my diet and my body. I still, lift heavy. I still can push the weight I used to. But I did, lower my body weight and lower my body fat percentage too. I worked like crazy on it, on my core, on my on a lot of deficiencies that I always knew I had, but I never really attacked them, I guess. And that was one thing. I think the biggest thing was working with Duke and a trainer out here in New Jersey at Impact Zone, and those two were a great combination for me. I pretty much all I did was I trained differently. With Duke, it was all offensive line specific and all line specific, and working with a bunch of other guys that do the same thing. And then over here down at Impact Zone, New Jersey, it was more of a high intensity conditioning training. Just kind of get that conditioning up and the intensity up. And those are two different ways that I trained that I really hadn't done before.
So the transition, talk to me about the transition to right guard. I mean, you're back with Nate Solder, and I can't help but think back to your rookie year when you had a good year working with Nate. Tell me about that relationship you have with him and what he does for you and what you do for him and why that's such a successful pairing.
Well, to start off, I love Nate. He's the one that when I came into this league, he took me under his wing and he talked to me and he made sure I knew what was going on, how to do things, and even off the field stuff. He was very helpful with a lot of things. So I have a lot of appreciation for Nate. And as far as on the field, I think we're a great pair, and I think he brings a lot to the table. And now that I have a few more years of experience, I also can help us more now that I have some time playing And it makes the duo even better because now it's not just Nate trying to help the rookie out; it's us working together and talking and seeing things that we sometimes couldn't see before, or sometimes I just hadn't seen yet as a rookie. But the experience has been great. It definitely helped our relationship and our playing on the field.
Is it more important to have a good relationship with the center or with the tackle, or it doesn't matter, or both?
Oh, both. It's like imagine a machine that has 5 gears. They all need to be in sync with each other, or else the machine doesn't work.
Right.
That's how I see offensive line, and that's just how it is. Whatever the right tackle does affects the left tackle, and all in between.
You've had a couple of different centers now, so that's got to be unsettling. But is it just a matter of you feel more comfortable with what you're doing, that you've been able to not only survive by yourself but also help out?
So no, I mean the best thing I can do is use all these years that I've been playing, and that's the best way I can help out is the guys come in already knowing what's expected of them, so that's good. That's the first part, and then second, it's the just willingness to learn, and these guys are all great at that. They're quick learners. Billy's a quick learner, and obviously with me and Nate there also talking to him, helping him out, speeds up the process, and that's why we've been able to do what we did.
The stunt pickups have been, I think, a little bit better than they were maybe last year because you were getting used to working with guys and whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? And what's been the key there?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking to improve every year in every aspect. But yeah, that's definitely one that has improved. And I think we still have to keep improving it even more. I think it's not bad to aim for perfection when it comes to offensive line. Even though it's very hard to do, I think it's the right thing to aim for that. And yeah, like I said, we got guys in here that are willing to commit to learning what it is the coaches want to teach, and that's what happens when you buy in completely. Things start working.
All right, Giant fans, we have more with Will Hernandez, but first, let me tell you about Built Bar. Built Bar is a healthy, low-carb, low-sugar, and high-protein treat that will satisfy your sweet tooth. Choose from 9 amazing flavors, plus the occasional limited-time flavor offering available in nut and nut-free varieties. Visit BuiltBar.com and get 15% off your first order with the promo code LOCKED15. That's LOCKED15 at BuiltBar.com for 15% off your first order. And folks, before we continue on with the interview with Will Hernandez, get all the latest news, odds, info, and sign-up bonuses for all your sporting needs by visiting betonline.ag on your laptop or mobile device. When you open an account and use our special promo code NFL100, you will get a 100% welcome bonus on your initial deposit. Again, that's code NFL100 for your 100% welcome bonus. Terms and conditions do apply. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. I know you don't like to make excuses for anything, but I know you're human, and I'd be willing to bet anything that last year COVID really knocked you for a loop. Would I be correct?
Yeah. You might know me better than I know myself, huh? No, but I mean,
I know you don't like to make excuses.
I mean, has it ever happened to you where something happens and you think it's no big deal, and then you look back in time and you're like, oh, it did kind of mess with me a little bit.
Right.
Well, I mean, it was just one of those things, But I would say, did it have an effect on me? Yes, I'd be lying if I said no. But I still think at the end of the day, there were so many more things I could have done better that didn't have anything to do with COVID. But like I said, I learned from it, and it definitely made me a better player. Thinking about it and the way I reacted from it. So, I guess in a way it did affect me.
I was told you got to ask Will Hernandez about his truck. I won't tell you who told me, but.
Well, which truck?
Apparently, you have a truck that you're very fond of. Two trucks, I don't know. I mean, I was just told.
To know which truck.
I was just told. Ask Will Hernandez about his trucks.
Maybe they're referring to The Trackhawk I just bought.
Or maybe it was the one that you had when you were coming out of college. Did you have one?
Oh, is it that one?
Yeah,
That's
that
the
one.
one?
Yep,
Okay.
that would be the one.
Okay, so no, I mean that truck's. I mean, we've been through a lot with that truck. It has about 300,000 plus miles on it.
Wow.
So I've had it for a while, and I mean it was a crazy adventure. When I first bought the truck, I was in college. I drove back from Las Vegas back to UTEP. It was an 11-hour drive, and I had the great idea of driving at night, through the night. And all of a sudden, one of the wheels popped off the truck. It's an old truck. And while I was driving, thankfully I got it to stop, turned to the right. There was no cars around me, nothing. But it was pitch dark outside in the middle of nowhere. And I ended up, just waiting out all night for the police to come. And, we searched like half of the day for my tire that spun off into somewhere in the desert. Finally found it and took it to the nearest shop, fixed it, and then finally got on my way to UTEP. But that was just one of the crazy things I've been through with that truck.
You need AAA.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to get AAA. It's worth it. Wow, that is wild. 300. Would you say 300,000 miles?
Yeah, it's a Chevy Avalanche.
I was going to say,
those Chevys last a long time.
I was going to say it had to be a Chevy because those things don't break down. So anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
It was good seeing you.
Yeah, you too. All right, Giant fans, that's going to do it for this special edition of the LockedOn Giants podcast. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Will Hernandez. If you'd like to see additional bonus episodes like this, let me know what you think. Send me an email, lockedongiantspodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're watching on YouTube, just drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think and who you might want me to ask for. And I can see if I can ask for a one-on-one and if the Giants will accommodate with a one-on-one. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, depending on the media availability and the media demand of each player. But I will certainly do my best if this is something you would like to see. All right, folks, don't forget, on Monday, we are back with all new episodes. David Turner joins me to break down the Giants Los Angeles Rams Week 6 game. So until then, have a great rest of your weekend.